All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. Sorry, I was sharing this out across the internets and everything. It has been a heck of a week. So if you got any lip, keep it to yourself. I'm just kidding. I love y'all. So, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? I have, it's been a morning. It's been an every day, honestly. Anybody ever have just a Monday, but it lasts like for 2 years? Anybody else in that same spot? 2 year Monday? So, no, just me. Cool. Davis says they're doing good. I'm glad somebody is there. David, I'm glad. That makes me happy. So let's give a shout out to everybody who is in the chat so far. We had a lot of people coming in early where probably more of me, I was late. But Rev was giving out free beer on server 20. Yes, in fact, I am. Yeah, if you would like free beer, just come stop by my station. We will virtually unload it and load it onto your ship, and you'll be good to go. You got to stop by the station to make it happen, but we can certainly load you up. Andrew, good to see you. Bad boy. Sandra, good to see you. Doug, Jeremy, Darren, server 35, server 20. Hey, Andrew. Hey, bad boy. Rambles, also on server 20. Good to see you as well. I see Wraith of War, Thomas Gill, Boxer, Bobby Warren, Wood Cannon, Darren, Jeremy, server 16, 31, 189, 45, 27, 181, 60, 31, 45. Gosh, 160. Y'all are from all over the place, which is good because the whole point of this server 13, 129, 50, 128. Whole point of this is to give y'all, like I said, I try to make the Wednesdays more time friendly for everybody. Like in terms of Americans can get off their, on their lunch break and watch it. Or, if you're in Europe, you get a chance after work. And if you are a real glutton for punishment, APAC is technically in this range. Server 40, 32, 133, 53, 137, 133, 64. Good to see all of y'all. 43. Good to see one of my old servers in the house. APAC 188, 57. Okay, we got servers. Server 30, sadly, yeah. Flange. Don't be like that, man. What's wrong with server 30? I promise you, the problems you have on 30 exist elsewhere. I can guarantee it. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just telling you that it's the truth. They exist everywhere. You're not going to love it no matter where you go. So, server 69. What a great one. What is up, Michael? How you doing? So, I guess we should jump into it. Obviously, a big talking point is going to be the Heart of Ston SMS event today. And I'm assuming many of you have already checked it out. Now, I was talking with, and honestly, I was trying to give a +1 to DJ because DJ was kind of leading the conversation. But DJ's kind of been the guy this go around. Like, I've got some questions that I'm trying to hit the devs up for our Q&A, which I hope to have the Q&A by tomorrow, Friday, but we'll see. I'm getting them kind of late to them this week because of the things that have been going on with family. So I don't want to blame them for the Q&A being late this month, but we are getting it for you. But DJ's really been leading the crusade, if you will, when it comes to the SMS leaderboards and the requirements of the milestones being so high, particularly being extremely high for levels 40 plus. And I'm not saying that if you're like level 28, the milestones are necessarily easy, because I do think that the milestones are high regardless, but I am saying that they're easier than what you've got to deal with at the super high levels. And I can show y'all what those look like if you really want to be depressed. I can show you. I can show you what both sets look like, including the Wharf Son of Moog that we just had, and then compare it to where we're at now. I'm saving those on my desktop at the moment, so if you hear the little window going ding, that's why. So let me save these. And this is all DJ. Just want to give him credit because he put this together. I have not put this into like an Excel spreadsheet or anything yet. DJ went ahead and threw those together, so we have those. But Andrew, sorry, no free battle passes till next month. Not till next month. Do the devs think somewhat dumb and cheeky? I mean, they do. I mean, and as we could talk about today, because we've got the milestones kind of here in the background, they did lower them for Ston compared to Wharf in terms of the total milestones. They're still ridiculously too high to me, because the whole premise was this is a free-to-play path, and I just think it is free-to-playable. Now, you'll see on the screen that my milestones if you're not level 40 plus players, mine looks pretty reasonable. This is me spending 1,600 uncommon, which is still a lot of uncommon. Let's not pretend like it's not. But if you do the saving method, if you do all your events and you prepare for these SMSs, then you can afford to, you know, pick a ship like here. Let me just speed up the repair on this real quick. This is, oh, it's my Stella. All right, so let's swap out the Stella. Let's put the ISS Jelly up. So because I reasonably do events, like I had Parabellum yesterday, you know, then I can look for stuff like this. I just need the Tritanium, but then I can go and spend that pretty easily. In fact, I'd spend 4,000 uncommon, a little bit too much if I use this to go ahead and upgrade. So, I mean, you can get the parts at my level. It's semi-reasonable, you know, but like as Robin's pointing out, 97,000 at level 26, which would equate to 970 uncommon, does feel a little bit high. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw on the screen the current requirements. Here we go. These are the current requirements by level. Here we go. Transition. So you can see what everybody has to do in terms of if you were to spend just uncommon, like I said, DJ was kind enough to put this together. If you were to spend just uncommon, this is how much it costs. Just uncommon for each level. Now, for those who like the whales to suffer, you'll notice that your good friends, the whales, are having to have an insane amount. I mean, I hate to be, oh my gosh, it's awful. And by the way, Andy asked the best way to donate. We have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Patreon. There's several ways. All of it's welcome. All of it is helpful. None of it's required, but please do feel free because you're supporting 2 kids when you do that. But here are your milestones right now. It is for level 20 through 22, you got to spend 722 uncommon. For levels 23 and 24, 760, 979, etc. Y'all can see it on the screen. Y'all know how to read. I assume everybody here knows how to read. Now, for comparison's sake, I'm going to pull up what the Wharf one was and show you how they've changed. Once again, this is a credit to DJ. He put these together. I didn't have to put these into a spreadsheet. He typed them out and used them on the show. So here I got to, I'm sorry, I'm jacking it up. Stop it, Rev. Stop being stupid. Stop being stupid, Rev. All right, cool. So this is what they were for Wharf Son of Moog. This is Wharf Son of Moog. Now, obviously, it's still pretty high no matter what, no matter how we phrase the argument. I mean, it's still a really, really high amount. It did lower based on feedback. Now, so I guess it's a weird thing. Like, we want to give them credit because they lowered it. We told them, hey, this is ridiculously too high. And they did reduce it. DeckX, I have not had a chance to respond to it, though, but I did see it. I know we got to schedule a date. I need to take a look at what those 2 dates were, but I do need to do that. I'm sorry, DeckX. I'll get to you, though. They did reduce it. Did they reduce it enough? Not to me. Not to me. I mean, it is lower. I mean, for example, I've got to spend, 85 less mats, which is not a huge drop. It is a drop, though, because, like, I did my pull for the Armada chest, and I got 111 ore. I mean, so, yeah, there's ways that it helps a little bit, but it's still, I mean, 5%, as Andrew's pointing out in the chat, is still a very, very low drop. I mean, to me, 10% at the minimum should have been considered because these were just ridiculously high. And I'm also sitting, keep in mind that at level 39, I'm in a sweet spot because I've got Parabellum, I've got ISS Jelly Brawl. I get given G4 uncommons every week or two by the game that allow me to very easily complete this. If I had to do this with another ship, let's say I had to pull out, what's a lower tier ship? I'll use the Mayflower, I'll use the Legionary for reference. This is a hijacked one, so we really don't want to upgrade it. But that's rares. There we go. So if I was to upgrade the armor of my tier 6 Legionary to tier 7, that is going to cost me over 1,000 uncommon of the 3-star, and I don't get this near as fast as I do 4-star. I don't get this near as fast. I mean, so I think that's the big issue is I happen to be able to finish this because I'm in a sweet spot. I worry how many regular players are going to be able to finish it. Like if you're at 38, you don't have the same advantage I do with Parabellum. Yeah, it depends on Dean, by the way, because Dean says it's 2%. It depends on where you're at. Like, so if you go side by side, like the 20 to the 22 versus the 2022. So on the right is Stein, and right here is Son of Moog. So this is the Wharf one, and then right over there you got Stein. So the deduction varies based on where you're at. So 5% is basically what we saw the reduction ended up being. I don't think that's enough for the average player, and mostly because if this was a thing where this was like a one-time a month milestone, sure. But we literally just did this 1 week ago, and we know there's more coming. So we have to continually keep doing these. And it's going to be very difficult for people to keep up with the amount of uncommon spending. And what I told them this morning is that me as a very light spender, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a heavy spender, but y'all know I buy the battle pass. I bought the cloak for the Burrell because y'all donated the channel and everything. I mean, I do spend money on the game. I'm worried not being able to have enough uncommon to finish it, even with me having Parabellums and ISS Jelly Brawls. And that's what we're trying to get across to them. And their response right now is, because it's the first time of them running these type of events. Let me go ahead and get my photon tokens turned in. Let me get my photon tokens real quick. Sorry, y'all. This is also helping me get more uncommon. So they have added ways, but have they added it? And this is how I worded it to them. I said, look, I would be really curious to know how much uncommon you expect a player to get in a month. Because if you have 4 SMS events, and let's just use mine as an example. So I'm gonna bust out the handy dandy calculator, and let's just say that I've got to spend 1615 mats times 4. That means I need to earn 6,460 total uncommon in a month that I can reasonably spend to then afford to just complete SMS events, not to normally increase in research, not to do anything, just to normally compete in 4 SMS events. The game needs to make sure that I have the ability to get 6,400. Now, why am I saying that I need that? Because they said free-to-play grind. Now, they specifically said it just for Stein. So even if we ignore this one, ignore Wharf Son of Moog, if we just look at Stein, I would still need 3,300 uncommon for sure every month to make sure that as a free-to-play, I can grind out that 2 Stein leaderboards, just 2 SMS for Stein based on this type of grind. Does their analytics show that we get that? I would be very pressed to say that most people can't say they reasonably can guarantee getting 3,000 mats. Reasonably. And if they do everything like they're doing what I'm doing, they're doing the loyalty chest, they're doing the armadas, they're doing all the events, they're probably going to surpass that. I will surpass that, definitely in 4-star because of Parabellums and stuff. But am I reasonably going to surpass it in just my everyday? I don't know. I really don't. But I am grateful to be getting this right here. I love the photon tokens. Shout out to the photon tokens. Adichia says it's not possible at all. And it is possible, because I do get more than that at level 39. But is that the same for every level? Because I remember, and I still have accounts down at, say, level 26. I've got an account at level 26. For me to complete the Stein twice, I'm going to need 2,000 uncommon. I was not getting 2,000 uncommon. Wow, Thomas, a 21-minute commercial. You're free to skip that one. I was not given 2,000 uncommon just willy-nilly at level 26. That wasn't happening. That just simply wasn't. Now, I will agree that a great idea to help ease this, and I'm going to continue to remind them. Hold on, I'm saying things to peoples. All right, but to appease, would have another bonus refinery. I told y'all I'm pushing to get a bonus refinery by Christmas. That's what my goal is. Now, I'd like to have 2 bonus refineries, but y'all know how stingy they've been with bonus refineries this year. So my goal is to get us a bonus refinery before the end of the year. And I'm going to keep pushing the dev team and anybody who's leading the events and everything. I'm like, oh, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? So we'll keep pushing for that. And if we get it, I'm going to take credit for getting a second bonus refinery. Because that's about all I'm good for. I could get bonus refineries, apparently. That's the one thing. Oh, dang it. I thought I had Latinum Antique. So one thing I'm good for, apparently. But I think it comes down to acquisition and how much they think players are actually acquiring and what do their numbers show. And how much is that offset? Remember the definition of mean, and median. You know, just because you might have an average of, say, your analytics show that the player's getting an average of the 2,000 they need. Are they actually getting that, or is that being offset by the fact that you have spenders who would get 20,000 versus somebody who gets 200, and then you find the middle ground in between those two? I think that's kind of like where I'm at. It's not just the sourcing, but the ability to spend. Exactly. That's another thing that we brought up today that I was pointing out, that especially if you're in the 40s. I mean, because I said, we've got this on the screen so that we can debate this and we can discuss this. It's not just the uncommons either. It's the materials that you have to spend. For example, I brought up my ISS jellyfish, and I've already admitted here on the stream that level 39 is a sweet spot. It's a sweet spot. I can afford the uncommons. And by the way, for those curious, I mean, I'm sorry, I got to take the Son of Moog down so that y'all can see it. My bad. Bloop. There we go. So I can afford the uncommons because Parabellum, scrapping Mayflowers, all that pays me all the gas and ore. I get Parabellum and ISS Jelly Ball. So I've got the uncommons, but I still got to spend almost 200 million titanium to finish one event. That's a lot. I'd have to go into tokens right now to do this. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I'm not saying it's not doable, but they don't think about this. Like the uncommon cost is only part of it. What's the latinum you have to spend? What about the speed ups you have to spend? What about the actual 3 resources you have to spend? And I get they want it to still be a grind logic, but at the end of the day, it also has to be reasonably completable because you promoted it as a free-to-play path. That's a big thing for me. Is it not in my... Oh, here it is. It's still here. This was promoted as a free-to-play. Everybody who completes this will get Borg Stan free just by doing SMS. Right? So anyway, this is kind of like why I feel like I'm rambling now. I want to get kind of y'all's thoughts and opinions. I want to stop rambling. Ray says that level 38 is a struggle trying to get to these events, levels, ships, and stations. Very fair. What is the biggest struggle for you, Wraith? Go ahead. I mean, if y'all want to write like a paragraph, I'll read out your paragraph. You tell me what the biggest struggle for this type of event is. Is it the uncommon? Is it the resources involved? What all is the biggest pain point for you? Free to deplete the stockpile? I need full thought comments. Dennis says that I skipped all of those in last event due to wanting to compete in the jelly event. It's all about how you want to prioritize. Would you all rather be happy with the leaderboard event, not unlocking? Well, no, Dennis, we'd be happy if we can't really compare apples and oranges here. They said it was a free-to-play path. So the debate is this free-to-playable? Is this reasonably free-to-playable for all the free-to-play? That's the argument. It's not, do we save and I'm a better player than you are because I know to save and pick the events I want to win. That's not the argument. The argument is they said, hey, every free-to-play in the game can do this if they complete the milestones. That was the whole thing. So we have to judge it based on how they pushed out the actual arc and how they pushed out the event, because they're purposely trying to design this to make it to where people can unlock stuff quicker. That's the whole drive. So if it's going to be that path, then we have to show that yes, it is free to playable for everybody, whether it be level 38 or level 24. Yeah, exactly. Impervious. Is it practical to do as a free-to-play player to complete all of the Stan SMS events to reasonably get this? Vincent says most people are ready to go to the 40s. If they choose to, 39 is a sweet spot. 39 is a real sweet spot. I'm still moving on from 39. By the next arc, I will be in the 40s. Mainly because I want to take advantage of the battle pass. When you hit the level 40 battle pass, it does start giving you out 4-star materials. And I've done basically everything. Dekix is a spender. Sadly, he is not. I wish he was. But I've done everything that I needed to do. Like if y'all remember the video that I made, I've still got some researches to finish, but I've done everything else that I had set aside. Hey, I want to complete this before I go to level, 41, 42. So I'm ready to go. There's still some researches I've got to complete first. I'm going to do those in the next 30 days, but I'm still going to go up because, the economy is balanced out enough for me to justify that. Flange says that 44 is the par still in Trit, even being ready to do an upgrade. To do 2 of them back to back after a domination leaderboard, the G4 is the impossible part. So, Flange, we did bring that up. How much, just to give everybody a reference, level 44, give everybody just a random building upgrade cost. Like, just give me the billions in par still it costs for you. I just completed the resource reassignment by doing a single epic armada and spending 1,000 uncommon ore I really needed. Awesome. My only argument to that, Pegasus, is you spent something that is a premium resource that's not easily accessible, that being an epic armada. It takes some people months to earn a single epic armada drop. to get that. Now, I'm not trying to take away what you've done. That's great. I just wouldn't consider being able to spend a free-to-play Armada in an SMS as a reasonable task for the average free-to-play player. It's definitely doable. I wouldn't consider that a reasonable assumption. William says, I'm a fresh 30, and to place in the Wharf event, I blew through a ton of speed-ups in Latinum. For this Borgston, I'm relying on ship upgrades and blowing through Trit. Yeah, and I think it's the attachment resource cost here that really kind of got lost when they're thinking about how to design this event and how it's going to impact the player base, because I feel like that is just as important as the uncommon cost, because at the various levels, you're not getting tons of Trit, tons of dilithium. I mean, it's all relative, but 1,000 uncommons worth is going to cost millions in whatever respective resources right next to it. Pegasus says, it did take me months to save up for that epic. Exactly. Like, if you don't spend money on Armadas, it's going to likely, unless you're maybe in the top alliance somewhere and somehow getting weird epic drops in rare Armada chests or something, it's going to take you many months to get the 500 epic directives needed to launch one. Sorry, I had to take a little sippy sip. So Flange responded, by the way, level 44. To do Dry Dock D cost them 7 billion par steel, almost 100 million titanium, 5,000 common crystal, and 700 rare crystal to upgrade one dock. Now, the 700 rare crystal, I can speak for Overdrive on this. The 700 rare crystal is really not the biggest pain point there. It's the 7 bill par and the 5k common. Am I not right, Flanged? Am I not right? It's the stupid commons that you're going to spend lat on probably, and the 7 bill par steel that are the biggest problems for you when it comes to that dry dock. The 700 rare you can probably squeeze, because you've probably got that from scrapping ships and stuff. But you're probably out of commons. I'd be surprised if you have commons laying around like that in the thousands, Fledged. So how much Latinum are they giving every month to help you overcome that? And I think that's the tricky thing is finding that balance. And I'm not saying I've got the perfect idea. Flange says the commons are impossible. Yeah, you don't just have 5,000 commons laying around. It just doesn't happen. I mean, I can go do granted I'm at level 39, but I can go do a common pull right now for 4-star, I'm pretty sure. And you can see how awful it is. Do I have any pulls left? No, I don't. But the loot table on this is really low. I'm definitely not getting 5,000. Yeah, and Rambles is right. That's still not enough. Even if he did complete that dry dock, that's not enough to complete the event because it's only 700 rare. So 700 rare would give, what, 150 points? That's 105,000. That's nothing. That's nothing. And since we're looking at it, you're level 44, you would still need to spend 14,000.8 mats. Uncommon. So the rare would actually offset that a little bit. So you still need to spend about 13,500 uncommon mats to still complete, even if you did that dry dock. Speaking of the level 44 player in the chat right now. So yeah, I mean, that's really too high of a mark. It's too high of a mark. Hasbin says that the monthly battle pass gives them 17 billion steel at 41, but that's not free to play. But the new revamp of the packs is very nice. I agree. And I'm not complaining about the revamps. I do think that Scopely has done a good job to help improve the economy. They've done a good job to balance out some things that were really grossly paywalled, but it's still not perfect. It's still not perfect at all. I do think that Big Heezy is right that 4-star common should count since it's harder to get. And heck, I'm going to actually push that in. Just another thought since we're spitballing, and I don't mind annoying you because I wubs you. What about if 4-star commons counted? All right, bam. So what I suggested was, what if they included 4-star commons but at a reduced rate? So obviously you don't want a 4-star common to be worth the same as an uncommon because that's the whole like rarity system. But what if they made it to where it still counted? So that's just something I just shot. And that's all thanks to y'all. That went directly to a dev. And y'all made that happen. And then I just jacked up my screen. Yikes. All right, I fixed it. Do you think the refinery should give out fixed amounts per chest rather than chance? Well, Pegasus, it technically does. It works in a So it works through a loot table. So the amounts are fixed. It's just your percentage chance to get said amounts. And I do agree that there should be a minimum that you get no matter what. And Perfect says, why not 3-star commons? Because 3-star commons don't really... To me, the 3-star uncommon rare rate is not as ridiculous as the 4-star. It's just not. I mean, it's... You're literally looking level 39 compared to level 43 having a 15 times higher rate, but they don't have 15 times higher acquisition of materials. I mean, I guess if you want to do 3-star commons too, but 4-star is where that's really an issue for most people. 3-star, the uncommons are the issue. People have got plenty of commons. It's easy to get 3-star commons. It's easy to pay for 3-star commons with Latinum. The conversion rate for commons at 3-star is like 3 to 1. For 4-star, it's 10 to 1. It's 10 Latinum to 1 uncommon 4-star material. So that's kind of like why I'm not really pressuring on the 3-star side. I mean, I'm not going to turn away a freebie if they give that. But I think that's the biggest thing people have to remember is the 3-star. Like if I wanted to go spend Latinum on 3, I don't think I have any that I can spend right now just to show. But do it. Am I short anywhere by chance? No, I've got plenty of 3-star ore apparently. Do I have anything? No, that's ore as well because it's a building. Duh, Rev, you idiot. Yeah, I don't think I have anything that I can show you on common to show you the conversion rate, but it's like 3 to 1. It's 10 to 1 for 4-star. So not only do you have to spend Latinum to then be able to use the uncommon that you've earned, you've got to spend a ridiculous amount of Latinum. I mean, you're talking about spending hundreds of thousands of Latinum to do a single ship upgrade in the 4-star because you don't have the common to do it, which is nuts. Paul says you can't buy 3-star uncommon. Correct. Nobody said you could. But the issue is you have to buy 4-star commons just to spend your 4-star uncommons because you don't get enough 4-star common. You know, nobody can buy an uncommon with Latinum. But nobody has to really buy 3-star uncommon. Like, you don't care if you have to spend a few hundred Latinum because it's not that expensive. It is in the 4-star area. And it's such a huge bottleneck because you start needing hundreds of thousands of these things. And if those of you who are familiar with the refinery, it doesn't pay out hundreds of thousands of anything. It's a stingy lady. So, you know, we gotta, where's Barrett? We'll put this there. Gotta get our mining out and going. Is it likely to change now that 5-star is open? Yeah, I mean, I do think that you're going to see continual improvements. I just don't think those improvements are happening quickly enough. So I think that's kind of what we're pushing. And no, Nicholas, you can't buy uncommon with Latinum. We're pushing for those improvements to come at a faster rate. It's not that improvements haven't come. It's just that I want them to come faster. We all want them to come faster. And yeah, I mean, I think that having them count just in general would be a huge improvement. Gosh, if I fly here, that node gets taken. I'm gonna be so irritated. I'm gonna activate this thing. I'd never use exocomp, so I'm gonna use a freaking exocomp. Bam. Look at me using exocomps. Crazy. What a topsy-turvy world we're living in. If we could get uncommons via Latinum, what would a good exchange rate be? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I mean, because I've never really thought about it in terms of what I would want that to do. There's a big conversation going on about all this. For what it's worth, I think DJ said the same thing about cost changes for 4-star commons. I mean, I did too, Andy. I don't know if you saw my video. I made a video about it, how ridiculous it was. But it was one of the reasons I was telling people to watch out for the 40s. Big Easy says it cost them 90,000 Latinum to do one level 40 dock. Wow. Hey, Universal Kings, how you doing? How you doing? I may have posed this in the captain's quarters, which I haven't checked since yesterday, by the way. I apologize. But are there any plans to do anything with the millions of rare Latinum that we get mined every Monday? Your refinery. That's it. That's all I got for you. So everything is to base, David. Exocomps work the same way that the research tree does. So this just gets added into all my other research when it comes to like my mining research and stuff. Exocomps. Oh, God. Okay, good. That's an Explorer. I was like, no. Picard, don't take it. I'm still 6 minutes away. But everything basically works on base. Everything. Why is there a 7-day timer on the 7-day chest? So that you can't turn them all in at once. That's why. Eventually, everybody will be able to turn in all the ones they've saved. You can turn in 16 7-day chests in a 4-week span. So you can turn them all in, but they want everybody flooding it all at once. Here, get our ships sorted because I don't want to grind with my ISS jelly right now. I'm going to go up here, get our Groom Bridge grinding started so I can work on my dailies while we're talking. Any whispers about how terrible the Android update was and any fix? Not that I have seen, but I do know that they're, in terms of I've not talked to them directly about it, but I do know that they're working on it. And when I get an update, I'll pass it along, Knifey. You be able to do this Ston event if they did let you turn in tokens? You can't turn in tokens? You can't turn in tokens right now, Rambles? Tough Guy says, I know these milestones are high because they highly value their epics, but of the last 12 officers released, 9 have been epic. If everything is epic, nothing's epic. I agree. I mean, we've already had many discussions about how their officer designs and ideas are ridiculous. I mean, at this rate, we're going to have more epics in the game than we have any other group by next year. I mean, it's getting kind of redundant. I mean, so I'll sort it by groups. You see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm counting the number of epics that have come out this year. I think we have 10 epic officers that have come out in 2021. Wait. No. I'm for 11. Where's my TOS crew? Yeah, 11, because I forgot to count Kirk. So 11. 11 have come out just this year. Discovery was a little over a year ago. So they came out at the end of 2020. So Andrew says 10 and 10 rates. 10 and 10 months is a terrible rate. It's only a terrible rate because they're not giving, like, same path. We've gotten 0, 0, 0. Have we gotten an uncommon this year? Be real, have we got an uncommon this year? I don't think we have. I'm literally trying to think of any uncommon officer that we've got this year. I don't think we've gotten an uncommon this whole year. So that's the issue. Cherry says yes. Who was? Who was it? Because I thought we've gotten rares. I don't think we've gotten uncommons. The minor. The minor. Oh, you mean Mackinnon? Ah. Well, here's a fun fact about Elia Mackinnon. She wasn't actually a minor. She was actually part of Section 31. You can tell by the uniform, by the way. Both her and DuPont were Section 31 officers that were rebranded. Those are technically officers that were designed not this year. They weren't supposed to come out this year. They just got rebranded. So that's a hard one to even push. That's a hard one to push because DuPont and Mackinnon are Section 31 officers that they were like, well, we'll just change these up real quick and make them mining officers. These are literally Section 31 officers. They match up with Harrison, Yuki, Zal, Marcus. These are supposed to be in this set. And I think that it does count, well, fair. But 1 uncommon to 10 epics, even if we want to throw in Mackinnon, who was like a gimme uncommon, that is 1 uncommon to 10 epics. That literally should be the ratio that is flipped. I mean, it should be 10 uncommons to 1 epic. So I think that's kind of more the argument I'm making. It's just that I don't mind all these things. Oh boy. Okay, cool. Sweet. Isn't the other issue that the IP rules around some of these characters? I mean, I don't know how to answer that question without a lawyer present, because I don't want to say anything about CBS Viacom or anything nobody wants to be liable. Let's just say that, yeah, I mean, CBS cares about what their product's being used for. I'll just put it that way. Who wants an officer that is anything but epic at this point in the game? I mean, I want officers that are balanced. I want them to be fair. I don't want everything to just be epic for the sake of being epic. So maybe I'm lame, but I don't want an epic just to be an epic, just for it's an epic. Yay, we're going to get the node, everybody. Woohoo! Nobody sat on the crystal node. I think having so many epics they can't have their abilities all be great. Epics should feel epic. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I mean, there's no reason that it should be all over the place as it is currently set up. Paramount says, common note must be top shelf. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm because this has happened in other games that talk about it. They definitely don't want a premium thing to be treated as dirt. But at the same time, I mean, it doesn't make sense because, like, look, we've still got, let's sort by group again. We still got Simon Pegg as an uncommon. He's one of the most beloved characters from the new movies. He's an uncommon. Yeah, it feels a lot like power creep, Dave. Exactly. It's a lot like power creep, and power creep is awful. It ruins games. Power creep ruins mobile games. Power creep ruins card games. Power creep is bad. Can we get events that give away mission speed ups? We have been, Epi. We need more events. I agree. Like we need like a daily event that has that. How do you fix power creep? Simple. You keep the actual power system balanced, and you do it based on abilities and stuff. You don't do it by raising the rarity and constantly raising the attack power. You know, you change the mechanic. And an example of a game that has done that for years without jumping into power creep. I mean, there is some power creep, but they constantly are changing the mechanics. Be like the Pokemon trading card game. You know, so like they just, in the official game, you no longer can use the GX set. And they changed the mechanic to now you're focusing on the Vs and VMAXs really. And now there's a new form of VMAX. But you're not having like this power creep issue where cards from 30 years ago don't matter anymore. I'm just using a card game just because it's something I'm familiar with. I mean, the same Gengar you played with 20 years ago is still a valuable Gengar today in Pokemon. You know, so there's ways to do it with the mechanics of the game. You know, I think exocomps and ship abilities and cloaking, all those are better ways to handle the potential fixes that you would get with power creep than by just making officers stronger. Because if you make officers stronger, how they scale at level 51 versus 31 is just insane. I'm just thinking, anyway, it's just a thought. I mean, obviously, I don't think I can just fix power creep because that's an issue that's been around for decades, but as Rambles points out, it's just an easy way to add new content, but it doesn't usually improve the games. But it is the easiest way just to add new content. And I don't think that we should be looking to just add new content to the game. We love Star Trek for what it is. We don't just add stuff for the sake of adding it. Uh-oh, Ghost Rider's on my tail, man. Who's going to win? It's a race. Is he going to beat me? I might beat him there. Yeah. Woohoo, the Augur's slow, but we got there anyway. Good job, Augur. Proud of you. Here, let's put our combat window up. Wow, Epi, thank you. We need more level 33 Borg probes or higher ones. These Borg events suck now as everyone is trying to get into one system. I agree. I'm actually real surprised we haven't seen that come yet. I would have figured that would have happened already. So responding to a message. I know it's not the topic today. I know you said, but is Tasha like Shin? No, Tasha's not like Chin. There is still no replacement for Chin Talon. Tasha is not a replacement. I don't know who started that silly rumor. It's not. They don't even work the same way. Well, that's what I was saying, PL, is EX and GX aren't even part of the game anymore. They've taken it out. And there's penalties for using V and VMAX cards. It's like if you use a V card or VMAX card in Pokemon and that dies, you take double the amount of loss. So there's a power exchange for that. And you can no longer use the EX and GX in the game. They've pulled out that mechanic. So yeah, you can use a Charmander. You're going to put your Charmander on the field first, and then you're going to work on your bench to try to upgrade those first and then swap them out. I mean, that's what I do. My strategy. I don't try to go for the OTKs anyway. And sorry, we're getting super nerdy for all those listening. But the point all that was meant to make is not that like, oh, Pokemon's got a perfect system. It's just that you can find other ways to change your game without power creep, just making cards by themselves inherently stronger. Yeah, Adam, you're right. You're right. Can you drop the table on screen? What you talking about, Sean? What you talking about? The event is doable free to play. However, if the path does not allow you to finish other events, that does not balance and should not count as free to play. Free with the loss of other events. Okay, I see what you're saying. Do I play Pokemon Go? I do. Yeah, I do. I haven't done it in a couple weeks, but I do play. I do play. Boop, 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 doop, doop, boop, 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 boop. All right, what other questions? Sorry, I'm trying to look and see if the devs are responding to my inquiries, and then I've got to get ready for the dev Q&A later. So, remove the table. I mean, I guess we can if y'all don't want to stare at it anymore. Not like anything's happening on the screen right now. What upgrade first on the Enterprise? Shields or guns? Shields. Shields. A lot of card games handle just getting in. Wait. Power creep extremely well. There you go, Dean. There you go. I need this game to do it, though, because I don't feel like this game does. An issue on a different topic I have are systems that can never be used on my server because their story missions locked. Marcus, no offense. That's just such a small issue. There's so many things that we got to work on. Like, God, I'd be so pissed if that's what they work on and not, like, milestones. Ugh. Why did they take away the precise selection? That was to help PvP, especially to help raiders. So now it auto reorients to the station first. And a big reason is because now if you're raiding a base, it's easier for you to be constantly selecting the base instead of, you know, objects that are nearby. And considering how much they have nerfed PvP and raiding in the game in the past years, I'm really glad they added that. All you got to do is hit their base. Yeah, Justin, fights are always going to be a nightmare when there's a lot of people, though. Do they ever merge servers or wipe out inactive and flow in new players? They do, both of those, yes. But there's also a set amount, like they don't want 10,000 active people on one server. That's too many. Mark, did they take away your bookmarks or did you just start using like the PC client? Because bookmarks are saved on your device. It's like if you had your phone, but then you get on your computer, your bookmarks aren't going to transfer. They should, but they don't right now. Power creep is what you get with the rush towards profit, kind of like how an addict has to take increased doses over the same time. Maybe. Bookmarks don't transfer for me. Never did, unless an update fixed that recently. Because this is not on my phone. This is one I made on my PC. So if they've updated that, cool. But I've got tons of bookmarks on my phone that did not transfer. John, I got nothing on that. We'll have to wait for that event to actually launch. Well, I'm glad everybody else transferred then. That's fantastic. Apparently it's just me that had to get told to suck it. Mine are like, nah, we're not transferring today, boss. Not today. Mark says bookmarks used to sync between phone and PC. Now neither works. I will say that the last Android update that came out, and me and Knifey were talking about that here on the stream earlier, has really been really bad. I mean, no offense to the iPhone users, but the Android update has been iPhone update level bad. I mean, my phone, and I've got an S21. I mean, I've got a very new updated phone. I mean, it's not the most recent Samsung phone, but it's new. I've been struggle busing. Now, I play mostly on my PC anyway, but still, I'd like to be able to play on my phone. So like last night, I don't want to be staying up at midnight to finish my, my events, I like to just do it in my chair, before I go to bed on my phone. I mean, I can if it's all jacked up. What's up, Frozen? How you doing? They have the top men working on it. Oh, great. Well, I'm glad the top people are working on that issue. It's good. It's good. We need to push for Borg and Section 31 update. Well, I don't think Hijack's ever getting an update, just to be real with you. I think Hijacked was your version of Skins before Skins. And I don't think that's getting an update. I think that they just went a different direction. Just like at one point, the Vengeance was going to come to the game, and I don't think it is now. So. I've got a Pixel 4 XL, and I've been getting graphic issues. Yeah, which is weird, because I used to get those graphic issues on, like, BlueStacks, but I would never get them on my phone. Why don't I use the jelly? Just repair cost. And they go the same speed, and I love my auger. Can I give a little bit of love to my auger? Can I give a little bit of love to my auger? I just love my auger. You get the pink blocks on PC. Now, I will say I've never had a problem with my PC client. And I'm thankful, but I've literally never had a problem with my PC client. They could do hijack ship skins. I mean, yeah, Adam, they could do skins, but I don't think we're ever going to get another hijack ship in the game. You really hope they fix the loom of the Enterprise D? A loom? Are they making clothing on the Enterprise D? A loom? The struggle with power. We're past power creep. We're moving on to Star Trek subjects. If you do have those graphic issues, by the way, you do need to make sure that you put those in as a ticket and include your device details. Because that's every time I have to put in a ticket and I have to talk to, the dev and say, hey, this problem is happening. They always want to know the type of device it's happening on and when it happened and what update they're on. So you need to include all that information so they can try to replicate it. And then when they replicate it, they can fix it. They should make the hijack ships as skins and make the hijack ships scrappable. Sure, things that aren't happening for 100, Alex. I mean, generally when something gets moved on from, they don't go back to it. Like, it's over. It's over. At level 33, should I spend uncommons on research and station or ships? Ships. I mean, you should spend it on research for sure. Nothing really at your station you need. Remember, those station defenses ain't going to help you at all if I come around with my Enterprise. So the only thing that protects you there is the shield. I upgrade things that I have to upgrade. That's it. Speaking of, I need to fast forward through this Tritanium upgrade. Do this. 2 days, 12, and then a 5. And anybody else really nitpicky, like they want to use all the perfect amounts of their speed ups? Don't want to waste any minutes. All right, so I'm actually working on my pures right now, my efficiency researches. So I'm maxing out. Son of a biscuit eater. Well, I guess it's good that I've got that event going on today. I forgot that one cost uncommon. But there we go. I will now have maxed out my pure Tritanium when this is done, which is going to be great. And then I got to finish doing pure dilithium. Music right now is Hyper Mario Bros. Yeah, I mean, I like some of the vibes. Good payout there. To the minute of the speed ups. I don't do it to the minute, so I guess I'm not as nitpicky as some, but yeah. Finish all these events. I'm level 26. I hesitate on getting the Mayflower D3. Don't do it. I tell everybody, skip those. Don't waste faction credits or resources on the level 26 ships. Level 28 ships are significantly better, and your level 25 ship, the Vidar, and your level 26 ship, the Horizon, are going to be your focus anyway. I only encourage building the level 26 ships at like my level so that you can scrap them. I don't ever use them. Do you know if they will have the cloaking avatar part of the next cloaking event? Hawk, the cloaking avatar was for purchasing a pack. I don't know if they'll have another one without the purchase. I don't know. I don't know if that was just like a premium. Hey, you bought the pack, so you're getting access to this right now. We can ask. I have no problem asking. Yeah, level 39 is a pretty sweet spot for this art, Frozen. I'll say that. Did I pop a research exocomp? I did not. Total noob. Total noob. And it's sad that you mentioned that because I actually do have a research exocomp. Where's the research? I have an 8-hour research exocomp for 15%. It's not great, but I've got 10 of them, and I didn't turn it on. I just never think about exocomps. Will we see new officers in the transport pattern store soon? No clue, Alex. I mean, I've been asking for that for months, and the last time I had a conversation with them about that was like 6 months ago. So I've not heard back on that subject in a long time. A long time. Yeah, new but installed, very much so. Very much so. Let's see, go do this 40. And if y'all ever curious why I'm in Groombridge doing the 40s, is so that I can get the ship parts. Gladius versus Saladin. Saladin. I like how the Gladius looks, but Saladin. I mean, a Gladius, especially as you tear it up, can beat Saladins. But in terms of what I like more and what I would use longer, Sally. Do you still recommend at level 14 only tearing the Tala, ignoring the Fendra? I mean, yeah. Basically, nothing's really changed on my level 14's plan. Nothing's changed. How about Shatner going to space at 90? Yeah, I hope he survives. And I don't try to say that to be mean, but space can be rough on the body, and it's really crazy to think of somebody that old going up into space. He's already back? Oh, did he already do that? I haven't honestly paid attention, so I knew it was happening. Will we soon see new officers in transporter? Oh, I already answered that. Alex, you spamming that question? Are you spamming that question? So he's back. Well, that's great. Now, I'm assuming it was just like a low Earth orbit type thing. Like he didn't actually go in, like they didn't break out of orbit. They just went like one of those big up, arced over, and then came back down. Probably one of those, which is still really cool. I mean, I'm jealous. I'd love to do it, but yeah, just went 66 miles up in the upper atmosphere. Okay, so yeah, they just did a low Earth orbit type deal, which is still really freaking cool. I mean, it's something that I'll probably never get to enjoy in my lifetime. I would totally take a rocket to space. Semi-idle ships mining? No, John, mining is the devil. I'm not going to... All my docks are set up for specific things. Dock E is a miner. Dock D is PvP slash the speed PvP crew for like OPC hunting. And then it is my Discovery tab. Dock C, PvE grinding. Dock B, Armada. Dock A, PvP. All my docks have something, and I don't bother fooling and moving officers around because I've got all my docks set up right. I know what officers I have available for away teams. I know where all my crews are, and I'm sorry, I have no desire to mine. What am I going to do? I've already got 3 million ore that I can't use in the refinery anyway. Why would I mine? Why would I mine? So, to the technical edge of space, but no further. I mean, it's still way better than me. I mean, I've never made it. Closest I came to space is the distance that my belt opens after Thanksgiving. That's the only space I'm really familiar with, opening that belt after Thanksgiving. Can you do a detailed video about how you set up your docks? I mean, I can. Yeah. I mean, I think we've done one before, but it's been a while. And I've actually restructured my docks because of away teams. Like I used to usually run 2 to 3 PvP crews, and now I only run 1 PvP loadout, and that's this one. I run 1 PvP set, and that's it. Everything else gets put to away teams. So like I'm sacrificing my ability to reach 300% on all my ships so that I know, like this ship, my miner has like nothing underneath, and this only has something underneath because I filled it up and then I swapped these 2 crews. It's like this just becomes this. I mean, I just swapped them out, and I just went ahead and threw like some uncommons on there, and then Stan is for the OPC hunting. So like if I'm doing this right here for OPC hunting, you know, so I try to keep a specific set of really good cards never see the light of mining ever. I should probably leave the patrols alone. Where? Oh, I'm over here. Reset your crystal node. Thank you, Thomas. We did. Yeah. So we even remember to turn on an exocomp for that, which is insane. I never remember to turn on exocomps. Let's do this. We still need to sort by trait. I agree. We've got that in the officer tool, by the way. Remember, the officer tool, if y'all are okay with Google Sheets and spreadsheets, the officer tool has that set up already. So, by the way, if y'all do want to donate to the channel so we do more content like this, more one-on-ones, more sit-downs, more discussions, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, they're all there, all available. Not required, but hey, it does help out. It does help out. If I have tier 3 gas or in crystal, would you advise I do 3 chest turn in my refinery? I mean, if you mine enough to do the 3 chest every single time and you don't care, then sure, pull it. The 12K is probably more efficient, but honestly, refinery is horrible for uncommons anyway. You use the events for that. Let me see. We finished this yet? All right, that one just finished it. Good. So we can recall, then I got to go do Tygo Core, and then I got to go do Borg. You'd remember to use exocomps more if they actually did a... Yeah, if they mattered, I would remember more. You're right. See, Bad Boy says that their Doc A is mining, Doc B is the Enterprise, so I assume PvP, Doc C is the D4, Doc D is PvE, and Doc E is Augur. I mean, cool. So I set mine up actually by function, not by ship. And the reason I do that is, like, my Doc A is a PvP doc, but I can throw my Burrell there, I can throw my Enterprise there, I can throw my ISS Jelly there. It's set up for a specific task. Like this loadout that I have, this is for fighting explorers. So this is for me, this is a PvP loadout because I know I see a lot of Enterprises and ISS Jellies. And I could technically use this on almost anything that I use for PvP. The Augur, this is not a good Augur setup, but I could if I really just was desperate to throw something in the fight real quick. But that way, this is specific to the function. And then this is specific to the function because I am running Armada. So 5, 6, Kirk. But if I switch it up and I'm using somebody else, like, hey, I want to use my Stella. Bam, Kirk Spock 5 or Kirk Spock Khan. I mean, I've got it all set up to do quick exchanges and still hit all my bonuses on the side. You know, I set up for function, not for specific ship, because it makes it easier for me to transfer everything in and out. Now, it does limit what I can do. Like it's right now, I can't go out and have 4 PvP ships for you ready to go. Do I have 4 PvP crews? Of course. I mean, y'all wouldn't watch me if I didn't know how to do PvP crews, but it's not reasonable for me to be able to do that right now. So I set them up by function. Any news about turning off notification banners? Nope. No news. Maybe one day. They said that they know it's annoying, so. I forgot to mention that I have those materials in the millions. Cool, Steve. Cool. Then full pull away. Is it better to have TOS Kirk as captain or her on the side? It depends on what you're fighting, J-Rock. Like if you're fighting a con-based setup, like a critical-based setup or an honor guard wharf setup, TOS Uhura is captain. Hey, Omar, how you doing, man? Are they going to reduce refine times? Probably not. Nope. Do traits matter in away teams? Yeah. Of course, traits is what determines your... Charles, did you not watch our video on traits? Of course traits matter. That's how you get your criticals. That's how you get all the juicy juice that I've been getting. That's how you hit your criticals. This one, by the way, I think this is the Mud one. Mud 1.0. Like cartoon Mud. Oh, Riker's also a good one for this one, but Riker's are currently on a ship. Where's the other Mud? Where's my Mud? Do I have him on somewhere? Where's my Mud? Oh, there he is. Oh, so it's not... It must be Eurydice is this one. And one thing that I've told them to fix is that if you have an officer out on a mission, you will not see what they have. So, let's see. Traitor, Charismatic, Deceptive. Traitor, Charismatic, Deceptive. So, Traitor, Charismatic. So, Eurydice has 2 of these, but Eurydice does not show up as having the traits because they're on an away team assignment right now. It's something that's got to get fixed. Why PvP on the Jelly? I mean, I don't. I'm just saying I can. The reason the PvP is sitting in the Jelly sitting in the PvP spot is because I'm using the Enterprise for Armadas right now. So the Jelly is now sitting in the PvP slot. I mean, I don't recommend using this for PvP. Even at 4 million, this will get wrecked by a 2 million Enterprise that knows what they're doing with a decent crew. But running next gen data, LaForge and Troy, swapping in Chin as needed. Okay, Cool, Taco. You're level 22. Should I spend my Fed faction credits on officers, recruiting officers, or Mayflower blueprints? Recruiting officers, Matt. It's typically what I say. You want to get those Federation officers to their maximum shard level as quickly as possible. I've stockpiled 60,000 trade XP in case Scopely drops an event when it scores. Sensible or stupid? Not gonna lie, Frozen, the idea of using it for event is smart, but I'm gonna call you stupid because you need to be taking advantage of as many traits and as many criticals as you can. You know, what if that 60,000 could be giving you an extra 1,000 faction credits a day? So saving for events could be smart. For something like this, I say that's stupid. Spend them. You focus on the missions that you want to focus on and get those officers up as high as possible. And remember, run every 4, 8, and 12-hour mission. Every single one of them. The Franklin, you mean the USS Terror skin? Well, Tough Cow, we've been asking about officer sourcing like 2 Q&As in a row, so. What officers are best to invest traits in? So there's several. Now, they're all epics, but like the Rainbow and I made a video about this, so y'all please watch the videos. It does help out the channel. But the Rainbow faction missions like this one, Carol is the best officer for this. So she has all 3 of her traits line up perfectly with this mission. So Carol is the Federation one. Gorkon is the Klingon one. Sharvanik is the Romulan one. 10 of 10 is the Borg one. So the Borg Fluffy. 10 of 10. Eurydice is a good one for certain missions. Riker is a good one for a couple of Rainbow missions. Did you see PayPal? I will check it here. Let me take a look. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading. No, nothing's come through my email. Let me check my phone. And negative. Nothing's come through my phone. So, no. No problem, Real Shoaler. Nero has 2 traits for a couple. Yeah, Nero's another good one. Nero's another one. And it also helps that a lot of the really good missions you like are health focused. Now, the only drawback is Gorkon is typically one of your primary PvP officers and an Armada officer because he does hull breach. So it sucks that you're using him on these missions, but I mean, if that's where he fits, it's where he fits. Now, the form trade agreement. Why is this one red and the other one yellow? Why is this one? So this is uncommon. Okay, whatever. Afternoon, I'm level 35. I just started upgrading the faction miners. Is there any one I should focus on first? Have all 3? The Cavort, the Klingon one, is slightly more expensive, like Tritanium-wise. And I think the Antares has a very small advantage in cargo size. There's not really a difference. Hey, Gabe, how you doing, man? Like, it's a really, 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 really small difference that is there. But it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, Omar, we were talking about that earlier. Andy, we had checked that out. It was slightly different. I think it was Gregor sent it to me. But what about saving 6,000 Discovery crew tokens in the coast of Lorca? I call that stupid too, Frozen, because, and I'm only calling it stupid because you used the word stupid. I'm not calling you stupid. But I call that dumb too because even when Lorca comes around, the pull rate was awful. So who cares? The pull rate was ridiculously bad. So who cares? Well, should you replace the Horizon? Well, now that you can use away teams to get the faction credits really quickly, at 32, you can make that argument. That you have away teams to really boost your amount to get faction creds. Yay, I just need the spore drives. Well, I mean, I need everything, but spore drives is what I need the most of. In this arc, was there any trade events coming up? You'd have to check the counter. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, getting Burnham, who's a decent PvP officer, a nice little speed boost, is useful. Giorgio, definitely a must-have. So I'd say go ahead and spend them. I don't save them. I know some people do, and maybe if you do manage to get Lorca before me, you can rub it in my face, but I don't think it's worth it. Yeah. You just got your 5th dock. Was wondering, how do you crew? Well, we actually were just talking about that earlier. I think I'll have to make a video about that. Tomorrow's video, I guess, we'll make about that. Talking about crewing the docks. Because I've had several people ask it today. At what level would you focus on maxing the disco? ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky. It's going to take you a while because the refinery, as in every part of the game, is a heck of an annoying grind. Man, it's been a while since I pulled standard recruit tokens. I got 2,000 saved up. Well, at least I'm about to get a bunch of officer XP. Wish there was a bigger bundle I could pull. There have been trade events when they launched, Andrew. There was a trade event when traits launched. You know what you're watching tomorrow? There you go. Always support your favorite ginger content creators. Ah, son of a biscuit. I just ruined it. Stupid. Stupid Rev Deuce. Faction credits aren't very plentiful from away missions in the low 30s. I mean, it adds up, though. You also don't spend much on ships in the low 30s, comparatively. And it's all about whether you're getting crits and how well it's paying out. But, I mean, it adds up. Most free-to-play are going to be at like level 32 to 34 for months. So, you opened Killy yesterday. What was the best use for her? Yeah, PvP build, but typically not a tier 1 Killy. You typically want to level her up a little bit to get some advantage, but like Lorca Tilly Khan on a D4 is a pretty good and pretty common PvP loadout. Your Antares and Cavort both while on dock. Are they maxed out, Andy? Four months, 32 for Dennis. Nice. What do you think about some form of trade center? Oh, dude, Stevie, for 3 years a market's been asked for. So don't worry. You're not the first to think of it, and you're not the first to get told no. Tier 7? Well, max them out, Andy. Let me know if it stays that way. You're about a month or so away from getting your Vidar max. Very good. That's huge. That's huge. Should I tier up the specialty ships whenever I can or only on events? My specialty ships, I'm always upgrading. I don't wait for events for specialty ships. Like the Stella, do your Stella every day if you want to. You know, Vidar is my main. I don't wait for events. It's too important to wait, in my opinion, for the specialty ships. Well, Charles, the reason I haven't promoted a lot of officers is, one, I'm in the habit of waiting for leaderboards, and two, I just don't use a lot of them. Like a lot of these uncommons and everything, unless there's a domination style event that comes around that says use officer XP, I have no point in using them. And I'll pull up my list here in just a second, and we can take a look at those as a whole. Well, Big Smiley, of course, come here and complain. What else is a content creator for if you can't complain to them? Hey, Hugo, how you doing? But I mean, even today, these complaints have led to feedback that I can guarantee you devs have seen. Multiple devs that I have messaged have seen them. Whether they do anything about it, I don't know. But you can know that your complaints at least got seen, which I guess is a comforting feeling. I'm comforted. You're sound to be tier 9 soon? Very nice, Gregory. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. You can tier up Colbert now. But why would I tier up Colbert? Why? Here, all right. I'm sorry, my OCD demanded I clear out all that crap. All right, so let's go down to so many. Oh, there are a lot that could be upgraded. But like, here's my Colbert. Oh, well, this just happened. Didn't this just happen? I just got this. This just happened. Okay? I did not have 80 out of 80 before. That literally just happened. Okay? That one just happened. Okay, that one I'll do. But in general, never use. Even at low levels, never use. I would have used this if I was a low level player starting out, but never use, would have, never use, would have, basically never use now. And even then I use it for his captain's ability, not his officer ability. Never use, can technically use, but don't. Like at a low level PvP, never use, did use, but very blah. Never use, did as a low level, but never to max out. never use, never use, did use, but I used it for synergy, never used for ability, never used for ability, but good PvP officer if you can get that. So if you're a low-level player, upgrading this makes sense. Upgrading Mackinnon makes sense, I guess, but I've got the Meridian. I don't need Mackinnon anymore. I've got the Meridian, so don't really waste XP on that. Never use, but useful. Never use, but cool tricks with that one. Never use, never use, never use. Outdated. So I've got too many things that are more important than this, but technically usable, but mostly for captain's ability. Horrible officer ability. Never use. Barrett, good. Don't need his officer ability. Don't even work. Pan, once again, I use them for speed, blah. Curla, this could be upgraded. That's worth it. Livis, no. 7 of 10, yes, but then you run into, I need independent credits and I need active nanoprobes. I'm using those for more important Borg officers like 5 of 10. Same thing with 1 of 10. Navi, yeah, not worth my time. Mara, blah. Keenzer, definitely not. TOS Chekhov, nope. Rima, nope. Romud, nope. Pike, no point. Crass, nope. Kirk, no point, but I could. Mitchell, once again. Now, Mitchell, Kirk, all these epics could be done just for stats, but I only will do those in a leaderboard. Yeah, Hugo says QOG for fun. I could. I just, like, there's no real point. Like, I get no, it doesn't make my game better to blow through my 23 million. So you haven't promoted 9 of 10, a user with 7, 5, and 9. Well, Payne, I've got a maxed out Vidar, and I just use Pipe Road to line to get it over with. But I mean, 9 of 10. If you were a lower level player and you're, because keep in mind, when I was in the 20s, the Borg did not exist. These weren't officers. This wasn't here. It's a bad thumb placement. Apologies. That was rude of me. I'm sorry. But now for players, this is a great PvP card. It's great. But this wasn't important when I was lower level because it just didn't exist. But yeah, 789 is a great run for farming 29s as a low level player. Level 38, 5 gives a bonus payout. Yeah, I mean, I use 7, 5. It's just, the biggest thing for me is, when it comes to upgrading Borg officers, is my focus is on, where are my Borg? 5 of 10, 10 of 10, 6 of 10, and even arguably 3 of 10. All 4 of these are way more important, and I need to save up my active nanoprobes and independent credits for those, not wasting them on rares. The crappy part about the Borg is they're all good. All of them are good and useful. 2 of 10, one of the ones I don't have, is good. I think the annoying part about the Borg is they're the best complete set in the game. The Borg, every single Borg is good. There's not a Borg that's bad. All of them are good. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. But all of them are good. All of them. Jesus says all 3 augment sets should have cloaking. Hey, everybody says that, but probably not. Probably not. We'll see. Tomb World says thumb placement is irrelevant. Your fingers will be assimilated. What other questions and comments do y'all have? Well, I think we got about 14 or so minutes of live time left of when we're typically live. Y'all go ahead and throw in your thoughts. We will answer them. I gotta make a foosball video. You're 33 and can see the cost? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Fun. Fun. Quite fitting for the Borg that they are all good. I mean, yeah, they are. I mean, if they did any set right in the game in terms of they made them true to who the Borg should be, they did really good with the Borg set. They're varied, they have multiple purposes, and they're all good. And I like that. I hate this. Why am I hunting Doomsdays, man? This was like, we talk about the 2 things that failed the hardest in this game. The Borg events and then the Doomsday events were so equally bad. I did finally get my football channel back. Yeah, that was a pain. That was scary. Yeah, Hugo. Exactly. And they're all good. You'll take in Benga over Jameis Winston? Yeah, tell that to the man who's got a higher TD percentage than Patrick Mahomes. Oh god. Ugh. I'm just glad we don't have a problematic Jameis Winston. He's been very efficient. He ain't been necessarily lights out, but he's been efficient. So, he's currently at 14 total touchdowns to 3 total turnovers. I'll take that ratio. Hey, Nadal, how'd you do on your PSAP? Hopefully you did fantastic. I believe you did fantastic. I believe you did. Hey, Islo, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thoughts on Raiders Gruden situation? Well, Gruden shouldn't be a racist homophobe and then be sending emails out being that for years. I mean, if that's what you want to be, then do it in private. Don't be sending it to people working in the league all over the place for a decade and then be like, oh man, this sucks. I never meant to hurt anybody. Shut up. Get out of here. Get out of here. Talking football, Ronaldo scored another hat trick. Nice, Dekix. Isn't he playing for who's he with now? I can't remember. I will say this: I have gotten more into soccer or football because of Ted Lasso. And if y'all haven't seen Ted Lasso on the Apple Plus thing, I love it. Manchester United, thank you. I thought it was with Man U, but I don't want to say it and sound really dumb. But I've actually gotten more interested in it because of Ted Lasso. So. Now, I will say, Andrew, soccer, true football is not the best. It's boring. The reason that soccer is so popular, though, is it's easy to play for the masses. Like, you literally hand poor kids who live on dirt streets a ball, they can now play soccer. You can't do that for football. I can't give you $2,000 worth of pads to load up a football team and then teach you the rules. Soccer is very, very basic, which is why it's so popular. It's not that complicated or that intricate, so I don't really enjoy it that much. I do enjoy any sports, really. Like, I can go to any sporting event and enjoy it, but it's just boring to me. I mean, 60 plus minutes of running around kicking a ball, there's blah. But I can enjoy being in the environment. Well, Andrew, you get like absolutely no action in soccer. That's my issue. I mean, if it was like scoring and checking, if it was more like hockey, I would love it. I love hockey. A soccer game and a hockey game can have the exact same score, but one is way more exciting to watch. I know, John, I'm not saying that soccer doesn't have plays and tactics. Of course it does. I'm not saying that it's a dumb sport where you're literally just running around doing free-for-alls. Of course, you've got zone defenses, you've got actual wing alignments and all that. Yeah, of course you do. I'm just saying that as a base form, it's a more simplistic game, and that's why it caters to everybody being able to play it, which is awesome. I love that it's there. It's the same way that like basketball is taken off around the world because it's simple. It's easy to play. You make a basket and you get a ball, you're playing basketball. Ice hockey can be the same as football games. It just depends on the clubs involved. I mean, sure. I mean, that's the case for any sport. I mean, professional sports are definitely more entertaining to watch than, your local church club. But I mean, I enjoy going to any sporting event. Like if y'all invite me to a soccer game, I will 100% go to it. And I love sports. I love the camaraderie of sports. I love the teammanship. I love the fandoms. I love the entire atmosphere of sports. So, but like if I had to rank my sports, it's American football, hockey, basketball, baseball, soccer. Like if we're talking about the major ones, but soccer could be above baseball, to be honest with you. Soccer could be above baseball. In fact, if you ask me what I would rather go to today, I'd rather go to a soccer game because I'm new to it. Yeah, welcome to Star Trek Sports Ball Command. Exactly. Indoor soccer is better than outdoor? Maybe. I wouldn't know the difference, to be honest with you. Rev will buy you a ticket to the next Bradford City match. Now, I will say this. I absolutely love, and I've only learned about this because of Ted Lasso. I absolutely adore the UK and like European setup where you have like all these local clubs and you work your way up and like the teams can actually move up in leagues. That is amazing to me. I absolutely adore that format. John, I can teach you football. I'm happy to do it. I mean, I love that format. And maybe it's really like hyper, dramatized because it's in the show Ted Lasso. But I think that's the coolest thing ever, that there's like a pyramid, like your club can be dominant for 3 years or 2 years or whatever, and you move up to the next level and somebody comes down. That's so cool. I love that. That's so great. But what do Doomsday Worms have to do with Wharf Duality? What do Doomsday Worms have to do with life? Doomsday Worms are a mistake, and we're just forced to live out that mistake all the time, apparently. Like, we're reminded of the mistake. I'd change the music. I was getting, like, depressing almost. Now, I will say that I do watch wrestling for entertainment, but I don't consider it a sport because it's not a competitive, you don't know the outcome sport. It's planned out. That doesn't mean it's not entertainment. I do say that it's entertaining, but I don't list it in my sports. What about rugby? Rugby doesn't really have a following here in the U.S., so I don't get to watch it much. I really haven't got to watch more than like 2 games of rugby in my whole life. But like I said, I could probably enjoy all of it. I bet Ted Lasso can't capture the true agony and ecstasy. Now, I'll say this, Andrew. I mean, it was a really big deal in the show. I'm not sure if you watched the show, but I will say it's a comedy, but it's also really good. I mean, I really like Ted Lasso. So, I mean, you can really feel them capturing the effect of, like, in the pub, the reaction of the fans to those things happening. I'm forgetting what it's called, Reformation or something like that, but I'm sure I'm misbuggering it. But seriously, it's a good show if you check it out, Andrew. I bet you would enjoy it if you're into like comedy sports shows. Final day of the season where every goal changes the table is insane. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I absolutely adore the format. I really do. Relegated. Thank you, John. Thank you. I was like, reformated. Relegated. Same thing. But we'll be able to scrap my Mayflower in 2 days. What research should you suggest? I mean, I've done videos on any prime, like the prime mining stuff. Since you'll be getting a little bit of ore, I think you can get prime cell efficiency. But prime cell efficiency would be my number 1. Then your mining stuff, you won't be able to get prime officers. That'd probably be my number 1. Focus on that and see what you get after that. Prime repair would be another good one. Thank you, Brian. Vajan says, as a big football fan, the drama in European football is way more than the drama in Ted Lasso. That's awesome. And like I said, Ted Lasso is getting me interested in it. I think that's great. My whole thing was, the reason I enjoy sports in terms of at a favorite level is because I appreciate the detail and complexity. Football is extremely complex, while also requiring you to be a very high-end athletic human being. And I love that complexity. And that's only available because you have to go through so much to make that happen. I mean, you're talking about even as a child, like if I want my child to play football, I'm spending hundreds of dollars on equipment and then going through different coaching clinics. It's a whole thing. And as we were talking about, like soccer is something that you can make available to the masses. And honestly, I mean, you can become a good soccer player and have never had professional training. It's basically impossible to do that in football. And that doesn't mean that people who play soccer aren't athletes. They are incredible athletes, 1,000,000%. It's just the intricacy level doesn't draw me as much as football does, but I still will gladly throw on your home team scarf and go to a game, 100%. Another 39 question, if you don't mind. I've decided to dual push Fed and Rom the slow way. Can't decide on ships to target. Valdor the Newton would like Kelvin, then Pilum, but it's double crystal. I mean, you definitely want to get the Pilum no matter what. If you're going Fed Rom, then the Pilum is your only answer at 46. The Pilum is so much better than the Newton for me because of the firing pattern. Now, you can still go Valdor and then Pilum and then just pick up whatever Fed on the way. But yeah, sure, John. But that's like at the high end of the leagues. Like in the minor American leagues that are existing for professional football, which is like the AFL and CFL, those are still all highly trained athletes who just aren't at the very top tier. But at the low level in hockey and soccer, you can be a walk-on type of a person who's never even played in college. That's really unheard of in football. Very unheard of. American owners of English football clubs tried to create a league to get rid of the relegation system. Oh, Fajan, I think the relegation system is like one of the things that interests me the most. Like, that's what makes me want to root for a team. Yeah, exactly, Gabe. A lot of CFL players have been NFL players, whether they're on practice squads or training camps or actually on rosters. I mean, CFL's got a lot of talent. There's not really, like, there's a gap. There's not really like an everyday man's league for football. You either are good enough or you're not. And you might not be good enough to be with the elites, but there's not really like a mediocre grouping. Australian rules football? Nice, nice. It doesn't happen in Europe or South America. Anyone good is scouted as a child and built into pros. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. CFL isn't a minor league. It's superior football. Oh, Dean, you literally have somebody who worked in that league in chat, and he won't even agree with you. But I do appreciate the CFL, Dean. I do. But even the person who worked in the CFL in the chat right now will be like, nah, that's not accurate. It's like, nah, that's not accurate. But I still love the CFL, but I'm not going to hype it up unnecessarily. Like, no. What's up, Dirk? How are you? When do you start getting uncommon G4 in the refinery? Level 41. Level 41. Gabe, like with a very emphatic no. Gabe, is 2 teams that you worked with in the league? 2? Not that I'm trying to put out your personal business, just, you know, showing off your resume. Brag about it. All Euro and South America teams have youth academies. That's awesome. That's awesome, bro. I mean, I love how widespread soccer is. It makes it easy to fall in love with. Gabe, I thought you were with 2, but still, St. Peter's. Bring back the XFL for the third time? As a brand new level 30, what should I be concentrating on? Moving to 31, then 33, then finally 35. Nothing really to love out there. Everything is minor league unless it's Michigan Elite. Except Michigan State. Yikes. Oh, there's Knifey. How you doing, man? Well, it's supposed to come back for a third run, Andrew, but it's still kind of up in the air. There's no real advantage at level 30. Schulliger, you should definitely be picking up, like, you don't want to rush too fast. You want to get your Vidara max. You want to work on getting your Franklin maxed. But there's not like a reason to just camp at 31 for 6 months. Gabe says the XFL is the only league that had a large gap between the good players and everyone else. Yeah, fair. You've been a Bombers employee for 15 years. That's pretty awesome, Dean. How come you ever told me? You've seen me rocking Stampeders gear on the video. You never sent me any Blue Bomber stuff? Rip. Ooh, Gabe's dropping names now. Gabe's over here dropping names. The beauty of the England soccer structure is that you have teams that are 14 leagues below that can try and grow and promote their way up to the top tier. Yeah, I do love that idea, John. I find that, and I only learned about it because of Ted Lasso. So y'all thank American TV shows for teaching me about cool stuff. Ryan, I typically do, yeah. I typically do. I'm a glutton for punishment. Which, by the way, if y'all want me to rep your local soccer club, send me a jersey. I'll wear it on stream. Honestly, the first person to send me jerseys, that's the team I'm going to rep. Like, the team that I root for in the CFL is the Stampeders because I've met and known Gabe. And I've actually got a couple of players that I've worked with who are with other teams because they were with the Saints for a while. But, I mean, if I am going to root for somebody in the CFL, I'm going to root for the Stampeders because at least I've got gear for the Stampeders. Why 33 and not 34? So researches unlock at odd levels and also brackets. Now, the brackets are kind of all over the place in the low 30s, but it's always odd numbers for camping, essentially. First time catching the stream, kind of hard when we stream at the same time. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad the videos have helped you. Can you have 2 accounts on the iPad of the game? Not that I'm aware of. I mean, you can have 2 accounts. I don't know how you would do that in a on an iPad though. Scrapping a fully tiered Mayflower won't give the mats for prime officers. No. You have to do a D3. Remember, explorers use gas and ore. Prime officers cost crystal. 34 unlocks some pretty nice G3 efficiency. It does, but you're going to bypass 34, go straight to 35, and camp there. I mean, send me all of them, John. Send me all the jerseys. Because if they're from different leagues, I'm allowed to rep them, right? Send me all the jerseys. The Roots and the Earthquakes. It's a pretty cool name. How long should you typically camp at 35? However long it takes for you to complete what you need, which is like getting your Franklin A, getting your epic ship, whichever one you chose at level 34, getting that to at least tier 6-ish, you know. Prime Officers is gas? Oh, dang, Adam. I thought Prime Officers was crystal. Man, did I just have the worst brain fart ever on stream? Well, I thought it was crystal. Well, if it's gas, then yeah, you can get it with a Mayflower. Past 45 minutes, I've been thinking that it was 100 crystal. I might have just been thinking that because I got it with the D3. That might be why I was thinking about it, because I got it with the D3. That would make sense. Mark says I scared you. My bad, Mark. My bad. I'm allowed to have hiccups. It's allowed. Rev's not perfect. Well, Box, you can get as many epic ships as you want. I don't tell people how many to get. I'm just saying that for you to be efficient level 39, you'd like to have one at least tier 6. I'm not blue bomber material. Yikes, Dean. Yikes. I'm doing a Mayflower now, especially with prime officers and the prime. I will say that black and red definitely fit me better, even though I hate the Atlanta Falcons. So maybe the blue bombers aren't for me. The white and blue combo is just Black is so slimming. You're free to play and have prime officers through scrapping me. Nice, Jai. Thanks. I mean, yeah. I have mess ups. Yeah, Dean went hard. I'm gonna get Dean fired. I'm gonna go look up if I know anybody in the front office of Blue Bombers. I'm gonna get Dean fired. I'm just kidding, Dean. Just kidding. Best way to grind for the D3? You can't. You can only get it through spending faction credits in your faction store. Gabe's like, I do. We're over here like getting rid of Dean's whole job. Like, screw your family and your support. No, we're just kidding, man. We'll just give you a hard time. Newly researched level 20. Hey, congrats, newbie. Welcome. We're glad that you're here. We're very glad that you're here. Bombers are blue and gold. Oh, nice. That's still not better. Still not better. Black is slimming if you're skinny. No, black is slimming regardless. If I had a nickel for every time Dean and Yikes came out of Rev's mouth in the same sentence, you'd have like 18 nickels. Ironically, I grew up around the Barnet Football Club, lived 10 years in Wimbledon, and now my local team is Fulham, and the team is always supported is Spurs, all in different leagues. Oh, okay, cool. Coolest minor league baseball team, the Buzz, that are now the Bees. That is pretty cool. The Baby Cakes were pretty cool, like the 4 years they existed. What a horrible name and design, but hilarious. Congrats, Bluefire. Congrats. Do you feel camera makes you look bigger? No. I find pizza makes me look bigger. I like how everybody's now just going through their various football clubs. Also love how every team, even though you know what sport they're in, you know they're the soccer team. I love how they all have FC in their name. Like, you have to announce that we're the football club, y'all. Hey guys, we're the football club. We know. You know, it's the only sports team we have here. We know you're the football club. You don't have to put it in your name. But thank you. Thank you. I think that's probably the reason I now like Manchester United, because it's not Manchester United FC. It's Man U. You know, it's, yeah, cool. It's a name. It means something. Oh, silly things that we discuss on stream. Is there no explorers? There we go. This is because rugby is officially rugby football, which means rugby clubs tend to be RFCs. Oh my gosh. Technically, Tough Cow, Washington is WFT, the Washington football team, not the football club. Washington football team, WFT. I didn't say I support Man U, I just know who they are. I just think the idea of calling something the Brigham Football Club is silly. We know you're the football club. It's the sport that we play here. It's like adding letters to a car name. Makes them sound more luxurious. I mean, I guess, except if every car has the same letters. Oh, we're already done with the milestone? Holy crap, that was fast. That's what she said. Yay, more Tetrions. And faction credits. Oh, I got my Enterprise D skin. Ooh, let's go put that on. We've got an extra Enterprise. We've got an extra Enterprise. We got an extra Enterprise. So we're going to put on new skin. Hey. Unlock. Woohoo. All right. Let's put this bad boy on. Ooh. There we go. Oh, man. This just made this whole arc worth it. All of the complaints I had earlier today are now gone. Yeah, it does look bad in space. They actually did not know that was a thing, and I passed it along to them. I showed it to them. All right, we're going to put all these in space real quick so we can take a look at them. All right, so we're going to put the ISS Jelly here. The Enterprise TOS there, and the Enterprise D skin here. Yeah, but I told them what was going on with it, so they're hopefully going to fix it. Yeah, one to sell is Dart because it's supposed to be battle damage, Bluefire. It's supposed to be battle damage. But there you go. There's the USS Constellation, 1017, USS Enterprise, 1701, and the USS Enterprise, 1701D. But yeah, it's I'm actually going to send them this too. I just sent it to him and said that I unlocked my Interblock D skin. Yeah, thank you. Really, y'all gonna call me Rev Deuce CC now? Yeah, the D does look awful here. It does. Looks amazing in my space shot. Like this is a nice skin. This looks good. And I've pushed it onto them so they can fix it. And honestly, if you take it from like this angle, you can't really tell the damage. And it has nice little details. Like look at them catching the name on the nacelle, the registry number. But the rendering in open space looks terrible. The rendering here looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it looks good. USS Voyager better not have a battle damage skin. I mean, I love this. The undershot is gorgeous. The lighting is really good here. Like in the deflector dish with the nacelle. I think they did a good job on this battle damage skin. So yeah, they just gotta fix that. Still cool to have though. Still pretty cool to have. Think of everything that I've reported today. The dev's about to respond to that. Nice. Yeah, the front edge looks awful, but look at the nacelles. I can actually see space through the nacelle right there. There's literally a hole in it. I can look through it. Look at the blocky, like, looks like a highlighter. All right, so they're asking for more details about this, by the way, so that's why I'm about to send them this. If you're wondering why the screen looks like it's frozen, that's why. All right, reporting that in. I am really happy to have it. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I think it's a good way. It looks like Tough Cow, like it's been hella compressed. You threatened Dean, now he's gone. Oh, Dean, no. Oh no, Dean said something. He was talking about Year of Hell, which is a really awful section of Voyager. But yeah, Dean's still here. Dean throws punches. I'm not worried about Dean. Dean throws punches. All right, let's put all these back in their home. Click. 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 Yeah, it's a little... The docking's kind of weird. But yeah, it looks... I'm going to send them another screenshot just so I can... Gosh, that grinds my gears over there. There we go. We've now passed it on. There we go. Yeah, the bonus is always active. So if you get like a weapon skin that has a bonus, if you get a ship skin, it's always active whether you're wearing it or not. But I will say that I might just start... I love my Burrell. I love that my Burrell can cloak. Having this in my freaking... Oh my gosh, I just want to have screens of like my pretty ships in my docks. Like I love my TOS skin. I actually feel like the TOS skin did a little bit better job on the lighting. I feel like this is a little bit better on the lighting than the Enterprise D. I still hate the stupid nacelle burn at the end. This is so awful. But I realize it's a battle damage skin. So it's supposed to have a darker feel, a darker look. You're like in red alert. Everything's just kind of dimmed down. But sadly, the skin won't cloak. Sadly, it will not. They did say that they're asking the team to take a look at this and why it's rendering so poorly in space. So hopefully we can get some answers for y'all. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh man, what a day, what a day. I will say, if y'all want to help support the channel, PayPal, Venmo, we do have Cash App as well. If you would like to help donate to that, it is appreciated. I'm going to be streaming a little bit later. I don't know if I'm streaming Star Trek Fleet Command because a new game I've been wanting has just come out, but we'll see. But I do want y'all to come check out the Twitch channel. And I'm also hopefully going to have the Dev Q&A. And finally, if y'all would be so kind, remind me to make my video about the docks that y'all are asking about. Sorry, about how I'll load up my docks, because apparently a lot of y'all are curious and I like to show that off. So y'all have been amazing. Thanks for hanging out today for the live stream here in the middle of the day. Hopefully if you're in the APAC or EU regions, this has been very good for you and you enjoy these streams. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for educating me a little bit about soccer. I appreciate getting smarter and learning it. So that's great. Live long and prosper. Don't lose your mojo. And we will catch you on the next exciting Star Trek Fleet Command video, which will be, well, it's all the time. So deuces, that's me. Outie. Bye. I got to transition now.